¿Cómo se escribe tu nombre? ¿Cómo se escribe?
J.
J-A-M-E-S. Okay. Hi, my name is Daniel Gutierrez. I am a Spanish instructor here at Clovis Community College. I've been here for a few years now, since 2016, full-time, and I really enjoy my time here as an instructor. I was born in Mexico, and I like to mention that because the place where I lived was a rural community, and none of the people I knew, other than my teacher, had ever gone to college. No one had ever pursued higher education. My dad went to the 3rd grade, that was his highest, and my mother attended the 2nd grade. However, from an early age, I knew that I wanted to pursue an education. And so being a first-generation college student feels very rewarding, and I encourage everyone to do this. Give it a try. It may feel like it's a struggle at times, but it is very rewarding. I went to Fresno State at the moment and completed my studies there, then became an instructor, became a teacher for Clovis Unified. But I had the interest in teaching at the university level, beyond high school. And so when I got an opportunity early in my career, I learned that my passion was teaching at this level. So the decision to one day teach a language did not necessarily start out that way. When I was a child, I was really interested in medicine. I wanted to become a doctor. That's how I envisioned myself in the future. My dad, who, as I mentioned before, had not really pursued higher education, really encouraged education, and he also liked the medical field. And whenever we talked about a potential career for me in the future, we discussed health, we discussed medicine. And so earlier in my career, early in my first years of life, I thought that that was what I was going to do. But when I first moved to this country from Mexico, I had the experience of learning a new language and going through that process and really enjoyed it. I actually was one that I didn't know that I had a gift, but now I realize I had a gift. I learned English in maybe about 3 months. And when I say this, people tend to either not believe it or tend to feel as though, well, you maybe learned a few words in 3 months. But actually, I was mainstreamed into a full English class within 3 months. And I realized that I had a gift for learning languages. At least Spanish and English seemed like a natural transition for me. And so at that point, I still didn't know that that's what I would end up doing. I went to high school, and then when I was in high school, I had a fabulous instructor. I had an instructor who made learning fun, who made learning just like the coolest thing for me. And so I wanted to do the same thing, to also create a language learning atmosphere that people would enjoy, that people would walk away with anticipation of what's coming next time. And so when I started higher education, I then knew that my passion was going to be teaching Spanish. Why Spanish? Because I love the language. I love the culture. There is so much in the language and the culture that can be shared with students. And the process of learning is one that I enjoy very much. I love to see when a student comes in with very little to no knowledge and ends one of the courses that they take with me, not just knowing basic words and terms, but actually being able to have a conversation with me or with others. We all have different talents, different passions. And some talents and passions we discover along the way. Sometimes somebody may start their college career with the intention of becoming a doctor, as I mentioned for myself. And while they're in medical school or while they're in college, they realize that maybe there's another area that they're interested in. And so be open to changing your mind. Forgive yourself for trying something and not enjoying it and making a decision to go in a different direction. Consider that actually a blessing, to be able to figure out that that was not your passion. When I decided to teach Spanish, there were people in my life who were telling me, that's not the right idea. That's not the right way to go. You should become an architect, because I actually was pretty good in math. People were saying, hey, your dad's a construction person. you should go into engineering or architecture. But I always had an answer for that. I like those fields and I like what my dad does. I respect it. I actually enjoy teaching. So find your passion. Even if the going gets rough, look at those areas in which you know you have a strength, and I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have a strength. Look for that and see if there's an opportunity for a career for you in that field. Quiero felicitarles por tomar este tiempo y aprender más. Este tiempo de estudios es muy importante. Esta etapa de la vida seguramente te transformará tu existencia, transformará el futuro de tus padres, de ti mismo, te hará no una mejor persona, porque seguramente ya eres una buena persona, pero te dará la capacidad de contribuir positivamente a la comunidad. Aprovecha este espacio de tiempo que tienes y bienvenidos a Clovis Community College.